My problem is that they don't offer a more premium powertrain for the Limited. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, we're gonna be going over the 5 things that I hate about the Ram 1500 Limited. And yeah, I think it's pretty self-explanatory, so let's get right into the video. The number one thing that I hate about the Ram 1500 Limited actually pertains to the air suspension with the truck. Now, the reason that I'm showing you guys a window sticker is, as you can see, standard equipment, air suspension, 4-corner. If you get a Ram 1500 Limited, you get air suspension whether you like it or not. It is standard equipment with the truck. Now, if you guys don't know too much about the Rams, the air suspension, again, is 4-corner. You guys can tell it has air suspension because the little canister there in the suspension. And if you guys come with me to the rear, well, of course, this one has the wheelhouse liner, so we can't really see it. But trust me, there's a canister back there as well. If you guys don't know what the air suspension system actually does, it raises and lowers the truck. Let's see if I can get it to do the lowering function. So let's lock it here, and we'll press that function twice. And then you guys can hear it activating. And the truck is going to be doing its whole lowering function shebang. Notice it kind of goes like front to back, so it doesn't do it like all evenly. It kind of goes back and forth until the truck lowers down. And now it looks like one of these trucks that people drive over in Texas, basically, like the lowrider trucks, once you have the air suspension down. But let's actually get into why I don't like the air suspension. So, I mean, at first appearance, this doesn't seem like it should be an issue at all, because now, I mean, the truck is so low to the ground, and like, look at the side step. Like, you don't even need side steps at this point, but like, getting in and out of the truck with the air suspension, I mean, lowered down, I mean, it's super easy. So like, if you have bad mobility, if you're older, all that kind of stuff, then this is like perfect for you. But for me, being 23 years old, it's completely useless. So like, this whole setup with it lowering down and all that kind of stuff, as cool as it is, it doesn't benefit me whatsoever. And so yeah, like, that part of it doesn't benefit me. And then if we actually pop into the truck, you guys can see this is a little button to raise and lower the truck. And once the truck starts up, it'll show that we're in entry exit. It's just that little thing right there. We'll raise it back up to the normal setting, or actually we'll raise it all the way up to the highest setting. So off-road 2 is what it's going up to. So I'll be back with you guys in a second, but this is going to be the highest ground clearance setting. Well, now you guys can see it's in the off-road 2 setting, which, I mean, it looks really cool. We've got more ground clearance. It seems like it's a great system. Like, it gets you better fuel economy on the highway because it hunkers down, gives you better handling, and then on the off-road, you can do this up to like 25 miles an hour with better ground clearance. So like, so far it looks like there shouldn't be like any issue with the system. It looks like it's flawless, but here's a problem. It's standard equipment. I hate the fact that this is standard equipment. Like, it's a system that really changes how the truck drives and everything, and that's why I don't like it. Like, for someone like me, air suspension doesn't really make sense. This isn't actually as good off-road. Yes, it gives you the higher ground clearance, but the problem is it rides so rough on the off-road, because I had a 2018 Rebel with air suspension, so I know this firsthand, that it's like almost unusable on the off-road. Not 100%, but like, it's not worth it whatsoever. So like, if you ever do take one of these Rams off-road, I'd recommend doing the standard suspension, not the air suspension. But yeah, that's kind of my thing with the air suspension, is I just wish it wasn't standard. And I mean, I think it's a cool system, but like, I wish that they would just have it as optional equipment here on the Limited. And yeah, that's the reason why I personally didn't buy a Limited back in the day. The number 2 thing that I hate about the Ram 1500 Limited has to do with the options with the truck, believe it or not. So let's pop inside and look at the window sticker. So here we are with this Ram 1500 Limited, and I mean, on the surface, things look great. You have a base price of $56,000, which for a fully loaded luxury truck is just phenomenal. I mean, Ford's Limited is significantly more expensive for their base price. And it comes with a bunch of really cool options. Like you guys can see, I mean, just a base Limited is a really good deal from all the options that you get as standard equipment. And I mentioned this in my 5 things that I love about the Limited video. But obviously, just like any truck, you do have options. Now, some of the stuff I understand, like the protection group, I think this is a cool thing that they have this as an option, because some people will never take this truck off-road, so they don't need all these skid plates. So that makes sense. The body-colored bumper group, that's another thing that makes sense to me, because, again, most people that buy this truck might be, you know, some of them might like the chrome bumpers, some of them might want the body-colored bumpers. This is the thing that gets a little bit crazy. So level 1 equipment group, I think it's a good deal for, you know, $3,000 with all the stuff that comes with the package. But at the same time, this, sorry, you guys can't see that very well. This is a fully loaded luxury truck, and I feel like this stuff should be standard equipment because most of it's safety tech that you get, and then you get the ventilated rear seats, and then you get the more premium sound system. I feel like the fully loaded Halo luxury truck of the brand should have the most premium sound system as standard, should have all the safety tech as standard, and should have ventilated seats as standard. Because, I mean, anyone that's buying this truck is probably going to want that stuff anyways. The rest of the options, though, like, I can't complain about them too much. The sunroof is pretty dang expensive as well. I mean, $1,500 for a sunroof. And then the wheels, $2,000 for some wheels. That's crazy. But a couple of these other options, like the different axle ratio, I get that. I want that to be an option. Anti-spin, I want that to be an option. Trailer brake, I want that to be an option. But again, some of these, like I said, the level 1 equipment group, the sunroof, I mean, I get that for that to be an option, but I mean, it's kind of expensive if you ask me. And then the 22-inch wheels, that's also really expensive. So maybe they should just do premium wheels, premium sound system, safety tech, all that kind of stuff is standard. And yeah, that's my other kind of like little bit of a beef with the Limited is the options. And I mean, look at the total, like 56, and then you get like a Limited that most people are going to order, and you instantly jump up to almost $70,000. Like, it's crazy how fast these go up in price. Now, the number 3 thing I hate about the Limited pertains to this Limited specifically, and it has to do with all of the chrome. And this will just be a quick point because I need 5 points, and it's hard to think about 5 things I hate about this truck. So yes, I do not like the fact the truck has so much chrome, but Ram has already fixed this. We'll go over the chrome thing, and then, yeah, we'll get into that. So yeah, like tons of chrome on the front end, chrome tow hooks, you've got chrome badging, you've got chrome on the side mirrors, and then here down the side of the truck as well, on the door handles, on the wheels, and coming here to the back. You've got it on the badges here. And then this one has the body color bumper group, but standard they come with chrome. Now, Ram has already fixed this because they've got a night edition and they've got the black appearance package for 2020. The night edition is 2021. So like, this problem's already fixed, but like, I needed 5 things for the video, so this is just a quick point. And yeah, I don't like chrome on the Limiteds. The number 4 thing that I hate about the Limited has to pertain to the powertrain. So, I mean, things look pretty good on the surface. We have a big, naturally aspirated 5.7-liter Hemi V8 with 395 horsepower and 410 pound-feet of torque. This one has 392 gears, so it tows over 11,000 pounds. And the truck has a payload capacity of about 1,300 pounds. So again, everything looks good on the surface. However, with the Limiteds, you only have 3 technically. You've only got 3 engine options. You have the EcoDiesel, you've got the 5.7 Hemi e-torque that this has, and you have the 3.6-liter Pentastar V6 e-torque. You don't have an option to have just a naturally aspirated Hemi anymore, which I don't know. Like, I wish that they would just give you the option for just the V8 and not the V8 with the e-torque. That's my only like problem with this whole situation is like, I wish that they would just let you have just the V8. They did that for the 2019 model year, but here for the 2020s and then the 21s, you can only get it with the e-torque again, or the EcoDiesel, or the V6 e-torque. So like, that's another complaint. I wish that they would still offer the regular Hemi with the truck because not everyone wants e-torque. And the number 5 thing that I hate about the Ram 1500 Limited has to do with the overall performance of the truck. So let's take it out and drive it. Okay, so let's actually start talking about the Limited. So with the performance, again, it's no slouch. The 5.7 Hemi V8 is a great engine. It's got good power, good torque, 395 horsepower, 410 pound-feet of torque. Solid. My problem is that they don't offer a more premium powertrain for the Limited. So like, if you guys remember with the Ford F-150 Limited for the previous generation, it came with the Raptor-tuned 3.5-liter EcoBoost. So it's like you got the more premium luxury truck with a more premium powertrain. Now, the mistake that I think Ford made was that they made that as the only engine. I think that it would have been better if they would have made it so that you could get a Limited with the standard EcoBoost, and then you could get one with the Raptor-tuned EcoBoost as an option. I think that would have been the way to go. Now, back to this Limited, they only offer the 3 powertrains, and none of them I would really consider a premium powertrain because you can get every single one of those engine options in all of the trucks, which from, you know, Ram's standpoint, that's really smart. That's awesome that if you get a base model truck, you can still get this cool V8. If you get a fully loaded truck, you can still get this cool V8. I still think they should have like some sort of performance engine though for the Limited. So Chrysler, well, I should technically say, let's just say FCA. FCA obviously has a bunch of cool engines. We've got the new TRX with the Hellcat engine. I think that's too much. I think that's overkill for this truck. And, you know, I mean, that'd be a cool truck to have, just like a street truck that has 700 horsepower. But, I mean, nowadays, it doesn't really sell. You have to have, like, you know, some sort of off-road capability for that to sell. That's why the TRX is such a cool truck. But for this truck, I mean, the 6.4 Hemi, I think that would be perfect. It's got 485 horsepower. It's got 475 pound-feet of torque. It's a naturally aspirated V8, so it sounds good. It's got good power. It's got good torque. And, I mean, the fuel economy obviously would go down a bit, so then you'd be giving up stuff. And I imagine the towing capacity might go down a little bit because it's going to decrease the payload of the truck. So, yes, the truck won't be as capable, but you'll get like the cooler, more premium engine option. And so I think that's the route for Ram to go with the Limited. And that's the fifth thing that I hate about the Limited, is that you don't really have that as an option. It's like, okay, you get this cool luxury truck, but you have all the same engine options that you can get in every other package. So yeah, I don't know. I think that's what Ram should do. I want you guys to let me know in the comment section below if you agree with me. I think that's all they need to do. I don't think they need to do a Hellcat Limited. I don't think they need to do anything other than just put the 6.4 Hemi in this truck as an option. So like, I don't know exactly how much that would cost, but maybe, you know, you get the 5.7 Hemi. Again, well, it's already standard in the Limited, so you get that as standard, and then maybe you pay 4 or 5 grand more or whatever it is to put that engine in this truck, and that's what it should be. I think that's the route that they should go with that. And that's the fifth and final thing that I hate about the new Limited, is that you don't get a cool engine. I mean, this engine's cool, but like 6.4 Hemi Ram, I know you can do it. That is going to sum things up for our video on the 5 things that I hate about the Ram 1500 Limited. And again, like you guys could probably tell, I really had to kind of like get really nitpicky with the truck to find 5 things I hate about the truck, because it's such a good truck. There's not really a lot for me to hate on it. I actually don't hate the truck whatsoever. So like, I tried my best for entertainment's sake for you guys. So hopefully you still enjoyed the video. If you're stopping for the first time, please subscribe. I'll see all of you in the next video.